welcome to my bathroom. Today is day 4 of our challenge. Our task for today was to be able to grab a box to put together for donation, and in the next couple days we're going to start actually organizing. So what I wanted you to do is I wanted to show you how I take a real messy drawer, what's my steps and process for organizing it, with my thoughts, how do I do it. I'm really just going to show you in live action. And here's the first thing. Life happens. I will organize something, and throughout the process of weeks, months, even a year, it does go ahead and get filled up with stuff again. So if that happens to you, just know it's normal. It's a part of life. We can do everything we possibly can. Minimizing has been the best way I can keep things decluttered. Actually, the only way I have found to keep things decluttered and easy to maintain is to minimize as much as possible. And so the reason why it is if we hold on to the towels or the stuff in the drawer that we don't really want or we don't really need or we don't really use or we might use one day, it's easier for it to get disheveled. And so every time I go through and do this process, I purge more and more. And I have found I don't really miss what I purge. In fact, I feel like I'm more fulfilled with the stuff that I have. I love the books that are on my bookshelves because they're picked with care, whether it meant something to me or it has my father's notes in it. The paintings that I have painting are important to me. The kids' toys, I know who gave them to them, or I can remember another child playing with it. So it's really become something that as I walk through the house, the stuff that I have is valuable to me. It's memories to me. It's something that I love. And so I'm kind of gotten rid of anything that was, so to say, fluff. All right, let's dive on in. So this is my first how-to video on this sort. I promise I will get better at it and learn how to fast forward and add music and do all those techie tools. But today we're just gonna do it. All right, so I'm gonna move my camera down. Here's my drawer. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff. We talked about containers. Wasn't joking. I use old containers to be able to house organization systems, but that seemed to be about the only one in here. So all I'm going to do is, when I start this project, I make sure I have a trash bag and then a bag for donation. I know that nothing is going to be donated out of this bin, so I don't have that today. I also have my favorite cleaner and a washcloth. So the first step is, as we take things out, our first purge is, are we going to keep it or are we going to toss it? So, okay, let's go. I realize I'm in shortage of pencils, so we're going to keep. There's still toothpaste. Keep. I need this. Making that. We have perfume. Smells it still good? It still smells pretty. We're gonna keep it. Contact solutions. So I know I have a lot of toothbrushes, and these have kind of been sitting in the drawer. It's a little dirty. There's hair. I'm going to choose to toss these. If I had a fast forward like Zoom, this would be it. So at this point, it's really kind of quick and easy. I'm looking for the simple. I'm going to get everything out. Talk about reusing. I love this bag. I just don't know what to use with it. But this isn't the right place. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to find a home for something like this, especially since with everything going on in our economy, I really want to get even stronger in the reduce and reuse and recycle, because not only is it good for the environment, but it really does cut down. I will find something for this. I know it. And I'm going to be thankful that I had it. My husband came home with a handmade wine bag the other day, and same thing, I didn't know what to do with it. So now I'm like, I have two things that are floating around my house that have a like purpose. They're reusable cloths. So I could use this for a gift as a packing and hand it on to someone else. Maybe it turns into a makeup bag for on the go. Who knows? But I will find a special place for it. Let's see. I have 2 toothpastes. So once again, I already have one in here that has toothpaste. It's a little dirty, but I'll clean that up before I put it back. This one I'm going to put back in with, sorry, hi, here again. I'm going to put back into my bathroom closet where I buy things in bulk. I tend to get a better price. I shop a lot. Pretty much the only places I really shop at are Amazon Prime. And once again, if you want me to do a video on how I save between 10 to 15% almost on every item I buy at Amazon, let me know. But this does come in bulk, so I usually get a 6-pack at once. And then Costco, which comes in bulk. So let me know if you want me to show you how to store that stuff. All right, let's see, maybe I should just stay down here. These are good, but I have a big bag of them and I have more in my backup pantry, so I'm just gonna toss this. A ribbon that I know is dirty. Pencil that I'm gonna toss. This I'm gonna go ahead and toss. It's looking kind of grainy. Yuck, not good. So normally I would toss this thing. This is supposed to go into, it's covered in here. It's supposed to go into my sink. But if I do, my husband would be so mad if I threw it away without asking him, because I've done that before and it was like something that I thought was nothing, but in the handyman home maintenance world, it was a huge big deal. This is a must-ask sort of thing. Same thing with this, totally would throw it away, but it goes to our toilet because when the baby was, actually, I took it off because when she was crawling, she kept pulling it out, but she's not crawling anymore, so now I can actually put it back home. The kids have been looking for this. They must have been coming in a bathtub and I must have confiscated it, but now I can give it back. So I'm actually creating a pile across. So this, I have one pile right now that's, as you can see, of things that I am going to put back. And then over here, right there, I'm creating a pile of things to ask the hubby, the things that I'm going to give back to the kids, the things that I'm setting aside to find a new home. So I'm already starting to organize what's going to go back, what needs to be talked about, and what's finding a new home. I do have my 2 new homes separated, just in case I find more of the kids' stuff in here. It is plausible because I do have a luxury of having a nice big tub in our master bath and a shower, and so I can throw all 3 kids and bathe at the same time. And this is a walkthrough, so it's not uncommon that as we walk through, I'm grabbing toys and I throw them in here. Once again, it's a drop zone, and as you can see, it very much is. 2 contact solutions. I will do something with this. We talk about minimalism, and you don't need 2 of one things. Do I always keep 2? Absolutely, because the worst thing you want to have happen is that one gets really dirty and you don't have another one. So I'll show you what I do with that. So going back, checking that's still full. Once again, another thing with that we talked to the hubby about, because I would throw it away and he would be like, oh my goodness. So all these suckers, if it wasn't so dirty in here, I would keep it, but it's kind of gross, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. Button. I've been eating hair ties. Don't you love when you get to find that stuff? This actually goes in another place, so I'm going to find another home for it. This I had recently lost. It's the top of my toothpaste. It ended up in the drop zone, so I'm going to put it somewhere else. So we are going... So some of the stuff I'm walking through, and I know there is another home for it. And so, let's see here. Alright, we're getting close, we're getting close. I'm running so low on bob pins. Normally I would throw that away, but I am so low on it, I will not throw it away. I will save it because gosh knows the next time I'm going to get new ones. Alright. gym schedule. One is from 2019. Two, I can't make it to the gym right now. Let's go in the trash. So sad. One day we'll be friends again, Mr. Jim. Just not right now. We have a luggage lock that's covered in hair. Ooh, razor blades. So sometimes, haha, we found two. I'm going to use my old container. Because now I have a little pile of things I need to talk to the hubby about. There's batteries in here too. I want to see what he's thinking with them. So I'm actually going to place everything in my reusable Tupperware that I no longer have the cap for. So it's in one nice organized. Alright. Everything has been pulled out. I have my first pile of trash. Let me get the last few. 75 cents. Woohoo! I just made 78 cents by doing this task. Talk about making money. Alright, so here I am. I now have an empty drawer. Oh, it just got better. I have 88 cents. My trash bag is already starting to get filled. So, what we did, step one, we cleared everything out. And we did a quick sort between I'm going to keep it and I'm going to toss it. Sorry. Toss, keep, and then as I was going through, I noticed that there was stuff that it didn't belong here. Something belonged to the kids, and I was going to put it back into their playroom, so into its rightful home. We actually have a tool chest for the kids that this will go into. And then I'm going to put this in my, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but, and then I have a ask hubby pile. So next step, I like to start off clean. So I have my favorite cleaner. And can I tell you, I got this as a cleaning product as a gift like 3 Christmases ago. Seems like the oddest Christmas gift, but I had never used Myers before, and it like rocked my socks. I realized how important a good smelling cleaner is. And so wherever I am in my budget, I always make room for Myers cleaner. If we're really tight on our budget and I have to pick a scent, I will get the refillable and then cut it with water. That way I can make it go further. And then it also cuts down on the waste because you buy one big bottle of it. It's it doesn't have the spray. God, I'm forgetting what it's called. But what's great about it is you dilute it, so you only have to use a little bit of it into your spray bottle, and so it's actually cheaper. So you get more bang for your buck. There's something about the end of the night, after a long day, you finish your nightly cleanup, and just the smell of the Myers makes me happy. And it's not just me, even my husband loves it. I actually have to remind him, I'm like, don't use so much. And he loves the smell of it. So he got excited for cleaning. So investing in a good cleaning product is something that I would recommend trying and seeing how it makes you feel. The other thing I was going to say, I was so happy when Costco started carrying a 3-pack of Myers in different scents. That way it was bigger, it was cheaper, it was a really good day that day. Alright, sorry, totally got off topic. Let's go back to cleaning, people. Alright, so we're just going to do a quick clean. Oh, we are dirty. Sometimes you don't realize how dirty something is until you see it half by half with the clean item. I mean, look, that's gross. It doesn't even give it all the... But it's going to look so nice. This is a drawer that I open every morning and every night because I grab my toothpaste out of it. And then, so it's something I see. It's the first thing I see in the morning and the last thing I see at night. And it bothers me. It bothers me that there's no organization, that everything's just kind of dumped in there. And so I'm really excited to do this because it's almost going to be a treat to myself that the first drawer that I open in the morning, it's going to have organization. It's going to be clean. It's going to be minimal. And so it's going to be a nice start to my day. And the same thing, it's the last thing I do at the end of the day. I go and I wash my face and I brush my teeth, and this will be the last drawer that I open. So I get to end my day with a nice, calm, clean drawer. And it's kind of like a metaphor for your mind. I've always found that if my mind feels chaotic, if I feel overwhelmed or stressed out, going in, pulling everything out, reorganizing a closet or a drawer, not a whole room, that sometimes feels too overwhelming, but just a shelf or a drawer like this, it gives me space to think. It gives me space to organize not only the drawer itself, but my thoughts. So, namaste. What's our next step? Our next step is we're going to organize. So as of right now, we have a pile. Pretty much everything is sorted. Not sorted, I'm sorry. Everything is one big pile. So what we're going to do here is you can choose to reuse containers. I have this beautiful Lemaire box. It's a good quality box, and it's the right height. Oh, you can't see that, I'm sorry. Whoop. Oh no, all over the place. This is one of those boxes that I'm going to keep. I love it. It gives a pop of color. It's beautiful. I don't want to throw it away. It's a special memory. My team actually bought me the Lemaire cream. They had known it's something I had wanted for years, but every Mother's Day or birthday or holiday that came across, I would somehow talk myself out of buying this cream. And so for Christmas this year, they bought me the face cream, and it was a complete surprise. And it was a really special moment, and so my jar of cream is almost over, but I don't want to remember that feeling. So keeping the box in a small way, when I open up the drawer, I'm going to see it, and it's going to bring back that special moment to me. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to keep it close to my side. That one I know I'm going to use, and then I actually did go out and buy containers from Amazon this year. This is actually the first time I've ever done this, and it was kind of a very big moment. And I will go ahead and link these specific ones. I got a really good deal on them. I don't think I'm going to use them all for this space, but with this drawer it was so hard. You saw it, everything was thrown in there, and it's not a lot of big things. So I have it for this room and also in the kids' bathroom. I'm going to go in and kind of do the same thing, where the drawer itself is nice and clean and minimal, but because there's not like, this is where your toothpaste goes, this is where your toothbrush, everything just gets dirty and it gets thrown in. And so the kids' drawers are actually a lot cleaner than mine. I do those on a regular basis, but they needed something like this. So I think it was $15, and I got, let's see here, 2, 3, 4 little tiny ones. So, and you can see all the sizes. 4 tiny ones, 2 long ones, and then I have 4 medium size. So I thought it was a really good deal. Alright, so what do we do at this point? We have our boxes, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to do piles. If you were doing clothes at this point, you would have already gone through and been like, okay, these are the clothes. When you do your trash pile, those are the clothes that have the holes in it. Those are the stuff that you know just really aren't going to work for you. So if you're doing books, clothes, toys, anything along this line, this is where you're going to kind of go through your pile a little bit further. And you're going to do what I like to call a hell yes pile. Like, this is one of my fave things. My life is better because of it. You're going to do a maybe pile. So this is where you have a tinge. You're like, can I keep it? Can I donate it? You know, it's a little too big, a little too small. It's my favorite shirt, but it has a hole. It, you know, I think it might come back in season, or, you know, it fits me really good when I am. So you keep, it's a maybe pile. And then you have the donate pile. So you're going to have your 3 different piles if you're doing clothes. And that's going to go with toys. That's going to go with books. That's going to go with anything kitchen appliances, anything that's a little bit more than your bathroom dump drawer. So you go ahead and you have your keep pile, you have your maybe, and then you have your no. So once you go through and you do that, I want you to go through your maybe pile. And your maybe pile is anything that I have found you have to come up with rules. Would you buy it again? Does it still fit you? Is it too big or is it too small? If it's either one of those, get rid of it. Do the kids still play with it? If it's something that like they haven't played with in a very long time, and I'm talking, it's hard because with kids they go into spurts. If it's a single-use toy, meaning it's a toy that only does one thing, if they haven't played with it in 6 months, go ahead and you can set it aside in a bag, in a donation box. Then you can, what I do is I actually close up that box, and 6 months later, if I haven't opened it, if the kids haven't asked for the toys, that's how I know it's safe to get rid of. I have toys that even if they haven't touched in a few months, I do keep, such as Lincoln Logs. We do a lot of very Montessori toys in our playroom. So it's blocks, Lincoln Logs, Tinker Toys, the magnetic blocks. I'm trying to think. There's more. There's God, there's so much more. Anyway, so the purpose is the kids haven't touched the Tinker Toys in quite a few months, but they go through this spurt where all of a sudden that's all that they play with. So I'm going to keep it because I know that the Tinker Toys can become weapons. They can build houses. They can build these forts out of them. And whatever the little minds want to go on. Right now they're very much in the army men and playing outside in the dirt. And so those are the hot toys. It's Army Men, Nerf guns, and Legos are the hot toys for the boys right now. But in 3 months, it could very easily be Legos or the Army Men with the building blocks and the Lincoln Logs. And that was actually a cycle that we had a few months ago. And then before that, it was Tinker Toys and magnetic blocks. So those I do hold on. I give them a bigger shelf life because I know the kids rotate through them a little bit more. So you have to think about that. Same thing if you're going through your books and you have a series and you have multiple kids, and so maybe one child is done with Dogman. I'm totally pulling for personal if you don't know, but please fill in the blanks for whether it's a boy or a girl in different age groups, but I'm just doing what I know. So I have Dogman books that my son has outgrown. However, I know that there's a really good chance, because it's a very universal popular book, that the little one is going to want those books. So I do hold on to that. So I'm not saying once a kid outgrows something, get rid of it. If you have future kids down the generation, hold on to it. Because if they get to that age and they're like, they're not into it, then you can gift it as a birthday gift to a friend who's maybe in the similar mindset. I'm not saying to do it to a new friend, but a lot of my friends know that I don't want them to buy my kids a brand new gift. So I have my best friend who is amazing. I love her. And she's not bought me a brand new gift in a very long time. And I appreciate that because she has sons that are older. And so my light's actually I've actually asked her to re-gift toys that her sons have outgrown. So instead of just giving me the toys, save it for her birthday and then give it to the kids as a birthday gift. Why do I do this? Because one, she doesn't need to buy the kids new toys. What she gives us is absolutely amazing. And two, they don't need to get toys all the time when her kids outgrow them because I have a lot of toys. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go to a brand new mom that you just met and be like, oh, we gifted you all these toys. You can have a conversation with some moms and be like, hey, I see that your son's into this, my son's not. Especially when it's a good friend, it's easy to have those conversations where you're like, please don't give me any more stuff. But I know that you're going to give us, your older son's hand-me-down favorite toy when he was my current son's age. Could you just save that for Christmas or his birthday and then put that all together? I hope that is the questions for the toys and the clothes. If you come up with anything else that you're going through, send us a comment because you're not going to be the first one. And I would love to kind of share with you these rules that I have heard and read and that I've come up to really help me make the decisions of what to do and when to do it. Back to organizing. So we just talked about our bigger, to where we've gone through the yes, the maybe, and the no, and we slowly started to get rid of more stuff. Because the goal is to not only to clean and organize, but to minimize. And why are we minimizing? When we minimize, we have a better idea of, we love the things that we have more. Whether it's the clothes or the books or the toys or the accessories, you truly wear and own what you absolutely love. And then, on top of it, it makes the cleaning so much easier. Instead of stuffing all those clothes into the closet and it's just falling on you, it's easy to put away. Same thing with the linen closet. I realized, why do I have so many bath towels? Why do I have so many beach towels? And so I actually did a huge purge to where the kids each have 2 towels. So they have, and yes, we do have character towels, but they each have 2 towels. So it's a total of 6 towels for them. I have 2 in my guest bathroom that I rotate. So one's in the washer and then one's on, and it just kind of rotates through. Same thing in our bathroom. With our beach towels, I limited down to 1 per person because I figured I would just go do a big wash and then use it for the next time. And I actually, I'll save that for the summer, but I found some really cool beach towels that I'm kind of trying out to see how I like, to see if it's worth the investment of buying them to get rid of the big bulky ones. I'll let you know. I'm kind of 50-50. I used them last week and I'm not too sure. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about organizing. Back to the drawer. Okay, so here's the fun part. So I have my containers and I'm going to kind of lay them out right now. So I'm going to make it, oh, there's a little bug. I'm going to make a U shape. I know that our Q-tips go here, so I'm going to put them right there. I'm going to see, nope, that does not fit. Okay, at this point, I'm really just kind of seeing what can I use, how can I make it all work, and I'm going to start it. Because these are so easy to move around, I'm actually going to separate in here in the drawer and then piecemeal it together afterwards. So let's kind of see. And, well, if that stayed up. This is something he uses on a daily basis. That's not going to work. I don't know if you can see that. So I am just going to, oh, there you go. Okay. So yeah, this is nothing fully exciting. Aha. I'm thinking about the things that I want and need on a regular basis and how I want them to be easily accessible for me. And then I'm going to start laying it out that way. Just trying to see if I can do a little divider. That doesn't seem to be working. Nope. Isn't this fun? But this is, so here's what I know I want. I want my glasses to be easily accessible. I want to be able to quickly grab my melatonin. So this is, I'm going to choose to do 1 case for that. Same thing with my contacts. I'm actually going to do a glasses and contact case. Now my contact case is actually kind of gross and dirty. And because we're cleaning and organizing, I'm actually going to take this moment to clean off the grime and get it taken care of. So that way it goes into the space already clean. So here you go. Nice and clean. I'm also realizing I want to put like items together. So what are my like items? So I can either do, I need my contacts, my glasses, and my retainers, because this is what happens at the same time. I go to bed, I take my contacts out, I put on my glasses, and I put on my retainer. I know, we're so sexy right now. We're rolling with it. the morning I take out my retainer, put my glasses away, and put my contacts on. So I am choosing to put everything into a light place. This is feeling a little cramped for the amount of stuff that I have, while this container has other things, because it's still a light space. It's, if I'm really having trouble sleeping, it's the sleeping pills, otherwise it's the melatonin, or it's just a little bit of lavender oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, and my goal is to not overcrowd these little tiny drawers. I want them to be easy to access. Why do I want them easy to access? Well, just for the simple fact, well, not even to access, but to overstuff them, is because I want to be able to see what's there. If there's too many items in it, it gets chaotic, it gets hard to find, it gets hard to see. This works for me. Alrighty, so I have this big one. I'm going to try to keep this for the kids' room, so I'm going to set it aside. Alright, so here's what I have. I am going to, see, it all kind of works out together. So this one, I'm actually going to put the kids' toothbrush, because they'll brush their teeth. Now, remember I told you how dirty this was? We're going to go ahead and clean that out before we even put it back into that drawer. I don't know if you can see me. No, I'm over here. This is our elevator weights on station. I think whoever discovers the ability to make kids' toothpaste that does not get everywhere or dispenses the right amount, mothers would pay extra for it, because the amount of time that I spend cleaning up toothpaste every single day is mind-boggling. Alright. Okay, so kids' toothpaste. I like how this is in a nice box, so we're going to go bag. I'm not going to worry about changing it, I'm just going to put it right back. I am going to, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm already out of containers. I think I might be. So let's see here. I pulled this out because this goes in here. So I'm going to put it right back. And then, let's see. I use a traveling case not very often. So if I have, so same thing with this. This I only have for the charging. I don't know why it's the charging. It just looks like a lot of my other chargers that I lose it on a regular basis. And so I kept it in its original packing. Glasses I only bring out when I travel. So I'm going to put these back here as well. So what else do we have left in this? We have the breathe right strips, and we have, so we have this extra cable here. I don't know where this goes to, and so I'm going to talk to my husband. So this comes over into the let's ask the husband drawer. This goes over here. We're going to put that back. And then, let's see, does that work? No. And I thought I had a little bit more of these drawers, but I don't. So let's see. And this is where the fun part comes in. You're like, what do we do? Like, what would you do for a contact bar? What would you do? I'm going to put his nail cutters in that area. More for, I have my own, but in case he needs them, the kids' toothbrushes are going to go here. I need to find something for this freezer. I have this little box over to the side that I am going to pull out. The one thing that I want to check is to make sure that as the drawers open and close, so then I stuck this in the back here. Put that this way. There you go. This goes into a different drawer, so I'm not going to worry about showing you that. Every once in a while we need scissors, but I do have kids coming in here, and I don't want the little, I call her the baby, but she's not a baby anymore. So I hide them all the way in the back just so she can't easily access them. Luggage, once again, I put that in with the glasses because that's where, when I only use them is when we travel. I'm going to put this in a different room. Perfume goes into a different place. This goes into a different place. And voila, that's it. I wish I could show a before and after, but I guess we'll look at it on the video. So that is my drawer organization. A lot of it is you need, at this stage, what you're doing is you want to pair like items together. Let me see. And that's the most important thing. You want to look at ease of use. So I paired what I do first thing in the morning, the retainer, the glasses, and the contacts in the same drawer because that's going to be what I gather together. I did the sleeping pills in the same drawer. I kept something special that was going to make me smile closest to my side, closest to my heart, so I could see it every day. If you have similar items, I'm going to put all the kids' toothbrushes all in this one. So it's just going to be their toothbrushes here, so they'll be able to easily find it. I don't have anything floating around. I have one container for the toothpaste. I do have some miscellaneous female products floating around. What I will love to do is find an actual container for those. And because I don't have one, I have a choice. I can either run out and buy one, or as I go out, it's something I keep my eye for. So as I go to the 99-cent store, as I go and through my cupboards, and I realize that I need something doesn't have a lid, it doesn't fit, or I get a box for a gift, then I can use that container for the spot in here. So sometimes I do have to wait. I do have to be patient. What I could do is I have this bag. I could put them in the bag and then be able to have it right here in the drawer. What I'm afraid of is the bag isn't clear. And if it's an item that you don't use very often, you're going to forget what's in the bag. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to choose to not use this bag for that purpose. But if you have something that this bag makes you smile, that it makes you happy, that you want to use, like for example, I need my hair tied so when I wash my face or when I do a face mask, I can put it in here, and then I can actually set it in the back of my drawer like so, and then it gives this bag a purpose, which is still lovely because it is a beautiful bag and it's something that you want to remember, and it gives your drawer some color if that works for you. So you have to remember there's no right or wrong answers. It's what works for you. So the only rules that you want to remember are pairing like items. So either they're the same categories or they're used at the same time. You want to think about consistency. If it's something that you use a lot, make it easy to grab. So put it towards the front. And things that are maybe seasonal or used randomly, you want to push towards the back of the shelves or up high. So those are the things to keep in mind as you're organizing, is where do you place it. If it's an item that you use on a regular basis, have it be eye level or within an easy reach. That's that. We are all set to start organizing, people. I look forward to seeing what you choose to do for your challenge. I believe we have a couple more days. We're going to let everyone's Amazon orders arrive who chose to do any Amazon orders. And then that way we can organize together. So till then, bye.